it's Sammy from Sammy's Sweet Life, and today we are doing a monthly faves. Now, I have been wanting to do this for just years and years. I've had faves videos every once in a while, but I went ahead and put it on my editorial calendar to do a monthly faves every month this year, so hopefully I can stick to it. I tried to schedule it near the first part of the month. So today we are talking all my faves from the month of January. I am super duper excited about this because I have quite a few faves. A lot of these things are things that I discovered in January or things that I've just been loving that I wanted to share with you guys. One of the holdups for posting videos like this is I didn't want it to just be like a link farm down below, like every single thing that I can think of. I have some things that are going to be more helpful type things other than just stuff. I have some music, some recipes, some workout things on the Peloton app, some things like that. They're not all going to be just stuff, and so I feel really good about this. I've got various categories, and the one thing I will say is the category of makeup is going to have its own video. That is going to be my makeup challenge, and I will do my faves and flops on that separate makeup video, so you can look forward to that. I walked down my categories. I have a piece of paper here ready to go. So my categories are fitness, planners, food, home, kids, and other. So I've got quite a few different categories. We're just going to walk down the list and start first of all with fitness. I had mentioned in my Peloton haul recently that I got this sunset leggings and sports bra set from Peloton, and it is gorgeous. It's a sparkly sunset look, and I just love it. I wear it like once a week to work out, and I think it's absolutely gorgeous. So I will show it up on the screen. I don't have it with me. Actually, it needs to be washed, so I can't show that. But I also got one other pair, and this is from Fabletics, and I will do a whole Fabletics haul coming up soon and talk about how it went, how the items are, and also talk about canceling, because I did end up canceling it. So I will do a whole dedicated Fabletics video for you guys coming up soon. But the one thing that totally sucked me in was this pair of pink leopard print leggings. And because of the way the sun is right now, these are showing up super bright. They are not like neon, which they seem to like look neon up on the screen. They are just a very, very bright pink with a dark pink, almost red leopard print on them. And I just freaking love them. I've worn them quite a few times, and they're like perfect for Valentine's Day coming up. I just love them so much. I love the way they feel. I love the way they look. They did have a matching sports bra, but it's not one I would wear out because it's very, very thin, and I would definitely have some nippage showing through this one. So I wouldn't recommend the sports bra necessarily unless you want a matchy match, but I just love them. It's one of my favorite things that I recently purchased. This is somewhat fitness related because I do wear these when I work out. I have just been using these Peloton scrunchies. So I had gotten referral coupons. It's a $100 off coupon. So if you only have like $80 in your order, you lose the rest of that $20 of the coupon. So I have been trying to make my orders as close to $100 as possible, but sometimes I go a tiny bit over. But I ended up needing just a little bit extra to fit in with it, and I didn't want to go too far over. So I just got this set of 3 Peloton scrunchies, and I was like, okay, whatever. I use hair ties. It's no big deal. And it just got me to that $100 mark. So basically the scrunchies were free, and I'm obsessed, guys. These are so nice, and I'm probably thinking most scrunchies that you have will be like this, but I have been using those elastic hair ties. They're not like grippy ones. They're just like, I don't know, wrapped in some woven fabric kind that don't have the little metal clasp, and they still pull my hair out. I still get them tangled in my hair. These ones I have not gotten tangled at all. They're super silky and smooth, and they hold my hair really nice without pulling too tightly, and I just get like the perfect wear with these, and I just love them. I definitely think these are pricey because they are Peloton brand, but I think you could get away with any kind of scrunchie. So if you're using just those plain cheapy elastics, try out some scrunchies. They are just, I don't know, it's a game changer. My hair has not been pulled and yanked out and tangled because I've been wearing the scrunchies. So I almost always have one of these on my wrist now if it's not in my hair. And generally speaking, it's usually in my hair, but I love these ones. And I don't know if you guys can even see. There's one of them stuck right there in case I forget to bring one. I have one ready at the bike. I always have one ready to go. But yeah, if you see a lot of my videos, you'll see the scrunchie on my arm. It's just always there. So just love it. And then I have 2 Peloton rides that are total faves this month. I actually ended up finding a bunch of faves, but these are my top 2 that I picked. I loved the Amy Winehouse ride. It was really good if you like Amy Winehouse music. That is such a good one. And then Bradley Rose did a Broadway ride, and it was so good. I just really, really liked that. I also did another Broadway ride from Ally Love recently that was really good too, but the Bradley one was just awesome. I think I've mentioned this before. He's my favorite instructor. I just find him really, really motivating. And I feel like he's one of the ones that like won't stand up on the bike and talk to you and like try to inspire you. That is really nice and the words mean a lot, but when they stop, I want to stop. And he doesn't do that. I find that he is pedaling the whole time with you, and that means something to me. I hate when they stop and they'll just do a dance or try to motivate you. I want to stop because they're stopping. So I really like he doesn't stop. At least I haven't seen him stop. So that is just a really good one. The Broadway ride. I will try to link to both of those classes below if you happen to be Peloton people. So let's talk planners. My first thing is going to be like a obvious one. I'm just in love with this Moxie Life Planner, guys. I really think that the weekly goal pages in here are a complete game changer for me. It keeps me more accountable and it keeps me motivated, and it also just keeps things in the forefront. So when I'm planning, I have those weekly pages that just outline all the categories, and that makes me thinking about those goals from week to week. And then I also do the reflection page and set the next week's goals. So I feel like I'm always thinking about those goals and they're always kind of on my mind. And I just love it. It's just been such a game-changing thing for me, and it's definitely a favorite. It was my first full month in the system, and I'm hooked. I just really can't wait to use this all year long and fill out all those goal pages. I just love being able to check off the goals at the end of the week that I've accomplished, and even when I don't check them all off, like we had one week this month where we were all just home, I didn't check off hardly anything, and I still felt motivated because I did make some progress that week, and I just loved that I could carry the goals over to the next week. And so yeah, that's my first planner fave, and I thought it'd probably be an obvious one. This is the Moxie Life Mixed Media in the vertical. So the columns go down the page like so. They go downward, vertical, and I really, really like it. And then my next one, I'm gonna have to grab and come back. So this next fave, I will do an entire video on and talking about how I'm organizing it. It's a planner caddy, and it's from M Design, and it was something I got on Amazon for like 10 bucks, super cheap. I ended up getting the white plastic and then the rose gold handle. You can see the little rose gold there, and it's just super cute. It's a nice little size. I ended up looking through tons and tons of Amazon ones because I wanted to be able to put planners in one side and then pens and accessories and stuff in the other side. So I will do a whole like walkthrough tour when I get this perfected. Right now, I'm still kind of rotating things and trying to arrange things. Right now, I've got some planners and notebooks in the back. Actually, these are just notebooks right now, but I've got some stickers, some pens, all the Moxie Life color-coded pens, so I can just grab these really easily. And I've got a couple of accessories tucked down in here, and I just love it. It's just super cute and convenient. It sits on my desk, and sometimes I'll just pull it and set it on the island in the kitchen, so I can do some planning out there, but I just really like it. I didn't expect to like it as much as I do like it. It's a big fave. I will link to this one, but they have lots of different colors in the same size. And this one's a little bit more than a 7x9, and it still fits really nicely. So there's lots of room in there for actual planners standing upright, which I really, really wanted. I've got one food fave that I want to link to from Amazon. I needed some dried chilies for a recipe, and I could not find them anywhere. And I live in Texas. Generally speaking, HEB will have all the dried chilies that you need, but because of pandemic stuff, I could never get the right chilies. I was really trying to make a couple of different recipes. One of them was birria, and I could not find chilies. So I ended up ordering them off of Amazon. You can just order bags of dried chilies, and I happened to get the ones I needed. I also got the chilies that I use for salsa via Amazon. I'll link to both of those packs down below. Generally speaking, I could find them normally, but just because of pandemic times, I'm not able to find the chilies I wanted. And so Amazon saved me this time, so I could still make the recipes I wanted. And then this one's really funny because I'm gonna link to my own recipe. I ended up joining a meal train for one of my friends who just had a baby, and I made a nacho bar, and one of the things I included was the shredded beef barbacoa. I used to make this pretty much all the time, but I haven't made it in a long time. Well, I made it for the meal train, and I made like a triple batch of everything so that I could give them some, and they could have enough for leftovers the next night, and then us for dinner that night. So I ended up making the barbacoa and forgot how good it was. It's just such a good recipe. I do have a recipe on this channel for that. It's just a marinade sauce that I pour over it, and you can slow cook it or you can stick it in the Instant Pot. Add this to whatever thing you're doing and slow cook it until it's nice and tender, and then you can shred the beef, and it's so good with the sauce on it. It's just good. It's spicy. It's a little bit smoky and savory. It's got the cilantro. It's just fantastic. So I will link to my own recipe down below, and it links to the original recipe that I had found on Pinterest years and years ago. And then I ended up finding a new to me recipe channel. I have been trying a bunch of recipes from Sam the Cooking Guy over the last couple of years. I really, really love his channel. I pretty much watch every single video that he puts out. I just absolutely love him. I love his personality. I do warn you, he is somebody who curses, and so be very careful. Don't have kiddos in the room if you're watching him, but I just love him. I love his sense of humor, and that channel's been a great one. I still use his tri-tip or fajitas recipe. I have it written in my little book. I use that thing all the time. Anytime we make like a beef taco-y type of thing, that's the one I've been using. But I actually found a new to me recipe person. He's called Brian, and I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but I ended up making this like weeknight corn / clam chowder thing that he made, and it was really, really good. I just followed his recipe, and Johnny and I both loved it. Olivia wouldn't try it. She doesn't like soup type things, but Stella ended up eating a bunch of it with us. I will link down to that video, and you can check his channel out. He does way more like formal chef trained recipes, so a lot of his recipes seem really intimidating to me, but he really breaks down bread recipes. I definitely plan on trying a couple of his bread recipes because he makes it seem easier than it actually seems from other people. Like everybody else is like trying to measure everything exact and telling you how many ways you can mess up the recipe. He just does it really, I don't know, really stress-free seeming. So I want to try a couple of his bread recipes, but I have just been loving his channel. I watch, again, pretty much anything he comes out with. I've been watching him for the last few weeks. I just really like his personality too. He's got a quirky sense of humor, and I love he throws in a couple of little humor things here and there. And that is it for food. And the next category is home, and I've got two major home things. One is a very inexpensive thing. I just bought a tempered glass. It's actually a cutting board, but it's a big, just tempered glass thing. And I stuck it under our Keurig because I noticed when we had family here, they drink coffee and the coffee would splatter around, and I would be like constantly wiping up because we have marble countertops, and I'm super afraid of stains and things affecting the countertops. So I was like constantly stressing out anytime anybody would make a coffee, and there's like multiple people in our house making coffee throughout the day. And so I'm like constantly over there wiping it. And I was like, this is ridiculous. I need something to just put down because it's not a big deal if the coffee splatters anywhere else aside from the countertops. We ended up getting a big tempered glass thing. I'll show a picture of it for you guys, and it works perfectly. It covers up the whole area that would be like the potential splash zone, and it makes it so much nicer. I don't have to worry about it at all. I just wipe the tempered glass down as needed, and it's not something where I'm worried that I'm gonna get stains on my countertops. It was just one of those duh moments, like duh, just get something to put under it, stop stressing out about this. Johnny and I both basically just use it for hot water because he'll make tea. So he'll just like stick a tea bag in hot water, and then I make cocoa. So I'll just add the cocoa after the hot water fills up. So we're never worried about like colorful splashes all over the place. But now I don't have to worry even when we have guests. And then one major change, you guys have noticed I've come back in this room. That's because Johnny's upstairs with his new standing desk, and I went back and forth. There's a brand called Uplift, and they have awesome, awesome accessories. Their desks are supposed to be really nice, but I was pricing out the desk that I wanted to get for him, and it was like $1,100, and I was thinking that's just like a little overpriced for my tastes. So I didn't end up pulling the trigger on that one. We ended up finding a cheap one on Amazon, and still, by cheap, I don't mean super cheap. I mean a couple $100s, but it was way, way cheaper than the other one that I was thinking about. And so we ended up getting it, setting it up, and he's been really happy with it. The only complaint I have is a black top. I was just, I don't know if I ordered the wrong one or I thought it was gray and it was actually black, but it's black. So fingerprints and smudges do show up really easily. It has to be wiped down pretty regularly. But other than that, it's great. It moves up and down really flawlessly. He ended up also getting a second monitor, so he has a whole nice setup now where he was just trying to make do. We've been in the state where we were just trying to make do with what we've got and try not to like set up something permanent and spend a lot of money on it, because at some point he was supposed to go back to work, and I don't know if he ever will. Let's be real here. It's been over 2 years now that he has been home. It was just at the point where we're like, we need a better setup for you. Like, you can't just be having a mediocre setup when you're truly working from home, and you have been for, you know, at this point, almost 2 years. So we finally just bit the bullet, got him the desk, and he has his setup, and he's much more comfortable now. He is in the guest room, so I have this room back, which is also very, very nice for me. But the desk itself is really nice. I was half expecting that we would have to send it back because it was just so much cheaper than that other one that I was comparing it to, and I thought, there's no way this is gonna be good. It's gonna be like jumpy and weird, and we haven't had any problems with it yet. It's been really, really nice. All right, now we're gonna move on to the kids section. I have a fave from each of the children. One of the faves is diamond painting. So I ended up getting her some diamond painting keychains. They're just like, you can see these ones are rhinestones. The ones I have on my diamond paintings are like little plastic things that look like rhinestones, and they will like shimmer a little bit, but they're not like this. Like, these are blingy, really nice rhinestones. And I got her these keychains and she just loved putting them together. Then I ended up getting her a set of stickers, and let's see, I have one. She ended up giving me one and I just stuck it in the front of my Moxie Life. It's just a cute little frog, and these ones are the plastic type material. And she had a fun time doing those. I ended up ordering a couple of bigger ones for me, and she decided she wanted a bigger one too. So I got her these little like 6x6 size, and she's about done. She's got one more. So she's really, really liked making these, and it's been a fun thing that we will sit and do on the weekends when Stella goes down for a nap. We'll sit there and work on these together. I'll work on my big one, she'll work on her smaller ones, and we'll just sit there and listen to music and have a good time making them. But she loves it. She gets up earlier than Stella does. When she gets up, she wants to do diamond painting every weekend day. And it really came in handy during quarantine when everybody was home and she was still waking up pretty early. She could play her diamond painting and it kept her occupied. So now we're switching gears. This is going to be a Stella favorite. Stella has recently found Piggy and Elephant, and these used to be Olivia's favorites. So I'm so glad we ended up keeping all these. Now Olivia can read and zip through these no problem because they are really easy reader type books. But Stella has discovered them and she is obsessed. So she ends up handing me these books multiple times a day. She first started with this one. This is the Elephant and Piggy Biggie #1. They have multiple copies of these, but I have found that we get duplicates. So I've like looked through them, and this one we had one duplicate. Let's go for a drive. But because this book was so cheap, it was cheaper to just get like the duplicate book than buy the 4 individual other books. And she's just obsessed. Like, she will bring this book to me and tell me which book she wants me to read. And sometimes I'll read it like 4 times in a row. Like, no joke. Like, sit there 4 times in a row. She will pick out one of the books and we will read the same book 4 times in a row. She just loves it. And she'll laugh along with them. If they get sad or angry, she'll pretend to be sad or angry with them. And it is just really fun. She just really, really loves them. So I just grabbed a few. I'll link to a few on Amazon. One of our favorites is Let's Go for a Drive. And that was one of Olivia's favorites. And then Should I Share My Ice Cream? And that's actually in her room right now because she just like carries it around the house and we read it. Oh gosh, I don't know. I must have read it like a dozen times yesterday, but they're just super cute little books. Waiting is not easy. Are you ready to go outside? The one in here is really, really cute. Today I Will Fly. And then we have There's a Bird on Your Head. That one's another really, really fun one. And I just think they're super cute books to begin with. So I'm happy that both of the girls have really, really liked these. And then I've got 2 others on my list. One, I ended up getting a UV gel primer because my nail polish was not staying on very long. I was really hoping to get like a full 1 week use out of the nail polish. And I was reading and watching videos and trying to figure out what to do with it to like extend the wear, because I'm pretty rough on my nails. Like, I use my nails as tools for everything. So the nail polish has to stand up to that, and that's a little bit tricky. So everybody was recommending getting a gel primer. So you put down the UV gel primer, then you put down your base coat, then your color, then your top coat. So it's turning the 3 steps into 4 steps by adding the gel primer at the very bottom. And I'm really impressed. I had my first manicure last almost 2 weeks, and then I had my second one last about a week, but then I chipped my thumb, and that was totally a me thing. I used my thumb for something and totally chipped the polish. So I took all of it off, and this is the 3rd time using the gel primer, and I just did this last night. So it's gonna be fine for a while, but I really, really like it. It held up great over time, and it made the nail polish stick, because when I'm using my nails a lot, I will get just like the front tips start to come apart, come loose, and the gel primer just keeps it on my nail a lot better. I will definitely link to that down below. It's a game changer for gel polish if you're a person who uses the gel polish. And then the other thing in the others category is I found recently the Hamilton mixtapes. I did not know this was a thing. It's a mixtape soundtrack. I just was looking for Hamilton stuff, and this one had come up, just one of the songs, and I listened to it. I was like, what is this black magic? I don't know what it is. It's awesome. And I realized there's a whole soundtrack of these. I've been listening just on Amazon Music because that's just what I have because I'm an Amazon Prime member. You can find them wherever you listen to music, but it's like Busta Rhymes doing some, Usher did one of the songs, Queen Latifah and Sia did a song, and it's just so good. I didn't know this existed, so I've been listening to it basically like nonstop, and I just absolutely love it. It's just, they tweak the words just a little bit. They added different lyrics in different parts. There's songs that were left out of the actual musical, and it's just so good. It's totally like a remix. It's called mixtape, so it makes sense. And I just love it. So I hope you guys will check it out if you're Hamilton fans. I was just shocked at how good it was. So yeah, that's all of my faves. I will link to relevant things down below. I will try to be back next month to do another faves video. I'm gonna try to keep it the same kind of rough outline with the same categories. And like I said, my makeup faves will be in a separate video, so you can look forward to that. Be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe so you can follow me along, and I will catch you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.